So we got another stream to break down in today's video by Mojang called Casual Friday Stream. It's roughly 2 hours long, and it's so casual that they mostly talk about things unrelated to Minecraft. They talk about Star Wars for like an hour and a half, and a bunch of other random things, but we did learn a couple new things thanks to Helen Angel, and we're going to be going over them in today's video. She talks about gold in the Nether, about the bastions, about the Aether mod, and even the Herobrine. That's right, she mentions the Herobrine in this stream. So we're going to be talking about everything that we learned that's old, that's new, things that could happen, things that might not happen in today's video. So hopefully you guys do enjoy it. If you can do me a huge favor, because this did take me a while to edit, and destroy the like button for me. In fact, let's see if we can get over 29 likes in today's video. And don't forget to hashtag Stealth Army as well, because I will be liking and favoriting some of the best comments in today's video. Now with that said, let's go ahead and start things off with the next snapshot and when we can expect to see it.
Ooh.
We don't know if there'll be a snapshot next Wednesday. We don't know when the next snapshot's going to come out. Depends on if it's done or not. Well, there will be if it's ready. If it's not ready, then there won't be. So it's kind of works like that. Game Master 64 says, "Hello. Will the Nether fortresses have extra rooms extensions? Or are you not sure yet? We have no plans to change Nether fortresses with this update." All good. Dylan Baker, you'll just have to wait and see if we add any new mobs or the like. You'll just have to wait and see.
Yep, I like that.
Ooh. Very cool. How do piglins and zombified piglins get gold in the Nether?
Magic.
Well, that is up to you to decide because the lore in Minecraft is determined by you and what you want it to be in your world. So. We don't have any news on any combat stuff. The combat is nowhere near done yet, not even slightly done. As a reminder, we are doing combat snapshots, and we'll soon have soon-ish have combat betas, so that you can give us feedback on the new combat update that will go out for both Java and Bedrock simultaneously. But it's nowhere near done. We haven't even started the Bedrock betas for it, so. The Nether update will come out before the combat update will, and we're taking our time to make sure that we are absolutely taking our time to make sure that we give you guys the combat update that you want. So,
who's who?
Christian Wan says, "I agree. Gold ore should be in the Nether." Upvoted on the feedback site. It's getting a lot of attention.
Gold ore in the Nether?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So I've passed
I
it
would love
along
to see
to
that
the team.
personally.
Yeah.
Like that makes so much sense to me.
So Christian Wan, here are the answers to your 4 questions. Number 1, when will bastions come in snapshots? We have no idea. They may not actually come in snapshots. We don't know if we'll be able to get them in.
There's one more room.
There's one more room.
Number 2, update on lava boats. Keep upvoting it on the feedback site because we have no plans. And number 3, will there be more biomes in the Nether? I believe Jens had tweeted out that we didn't think we'd be able to add any more, unfortunately. We just don't have time. And number 4, will there be more mobs in 1.16? Once again, don't know. You'll just have to wait and see if we can get anything else in.
It's like there's a pattern here.
Yes, exactly. Dylan Baker says, "Will there be another biome vote during Minecraft Festival?" Once again, we don't know. We don't have that planned out that far. Yeah. See, a lot of times people, like on Twitter, there are some people who said, "Man, that girl on those Minecraft live streams with the red hair named Helen, she keeps saying that she doesn't know." Well, that's honestly the honest truth. We just because we're adults doesn't mean that we have everything planned out. Like a lot of people have said, like, "Oh, why don't you guys release a roadmap?" Well, because we don't know what we're going to release. So if we did a roadmap, it would be a big question mark, maybe on a road. Maybe a map with a road with a question.
A road shaped like a question.
Proud Chicken 439 says, "When the fletching and smithing table gonna have functionality?" We don't know. We genuinely don't know. We have not figured either one of those tables out yet. Tables, yes, tables. That's what they are. We haven't figured out either one of them yet.
So for anyone wondering why this...
Cinnamon. So Kevin10 says, "Is the Aether dimension next, since you guys at Minecraft said after you would do another update you would make the Aether?" No, actually, we never said we would make the Aether ever. The Aether is a mod. and it belongs to the community, and with the community it shall stay. It will not be added to the base game. Yes, we did hire Brandon, who was one of the developers of the Aether mod, and he is wonderful and incredibly talented, but that does not mean that we are bringing it to the game. We are not bringing it to the game. We've also said repeatedly in various MINECONs that we are not going to be even considering another dimension until we finish and fix the ones we have right now, and we have not
Which is
done
what
that.
another update is March 3 doing.
Oh my.
Someone left it down.
Maxwell says, how far advanced do the developers decide the top of the update? Sometimes it's right before we announce it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's months or even a year ahead of time. Like,
Yeah.
It's anywhere in between.
It could be anything. It's kind of like,
We try to be as responsive to the community as possible.
Yes,
So if something
yes.
pops up as a big interest, then we'll consider it no matter what.
Rusty.
J. Carmichael, we will not make the
Pick one.
crying blocks a new type of portal to the Ender, or I guess you mean to the end. It's very intentional, and end portals are the way that they are very intentionally, and it's for game balance. So no, we're not going to make any new portals to the end. Like, they're very specific to that.
Only into the beginning.
Yes. What? No. No. Why do you confuse me? Why do you confuse me so? That's right. TV says, what's the possibility of Minecraft Story Mode features coming to the main Minecraft game? 0%. So the various while Telltale Games had licensed RIP, they had created their own their stories and their mobs and stuff that they created for their game is actually owned by them. So, and Telltale Studios unfortunately folded last year. There's a new Telltale Studios that has been reformed, but does not necessarily necessarily obtained all the old IP and such. So, nope, that's not something we will be adding. Herobrine was never ever in the game. In fact, I have to, as I do every time someone asks about Herobrine, I have to tell you that Herobrine is actually a third-party character that is not in any way associated with Mojang or Microsoft. It was created by a community member and has never been in the game's code. So, yes. You make up all the lore, Dylan. That's all you. Whatever you want the lore to be.
So as usual, after the clips, I like to talk about the things I enjoyed, the things I really liked about the stream, and then later on I talk about the negatives, the things I didn't really like as much, and hopefully things that they can learn from and improve on. But first of all, I really like the fact that they all seem to be on board gold in the Nether. In fact, that was one of the few times where most of the developers had something to say about it. Even Helen went as far to say that she relayed the message or the fact that people want gold in the Nether to the development team already because she likes it and it's getting a lot of support. A lot of people seem to be interested in gold in the Nether, so keep your fingers crossed. It looks like it's a strong possibility we might see gold in the Nether update, which would just be fantastic. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing that I really enjoyed about this stream, and we saw it in the previous stream as well, and I did mention it, and that's when Helen talks about the combat update. Because every time she talks about it, you can tell that they're really taking their time on this, that they're trying to get as much feedback as possible, and they're really trying not to mess this one up. You can tell that they really want to make sure it's a combat update that everybody enjoys and everybody's on board, because the last few times they addressed combat mechanics and they did something to combat, it sort of divided the community, and everybody has something to say about the combat system and how they feel like it should work. So I'm glad they're taking their time, I'm glad they're listening to us, and hopefully it's something that everybody actually enjoys. So let's talk about the negatives, the things that I didn't really like as much. And I'm going to leave the Nether Fortress out of this one. I think you guys know by now how I feel about the Nether Fortress and the fact that they're just not doing anything with it. I mean, we could talk about that for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. They're not going to touch it, so we'll just leave that alone. Instead, we're going to focus on the fletching table and the smithing table. And I'm not going to lie, when Helen Angel said she doesn't know what they're going to do with those tables, like she doesn't know if they're going to come out anytime soon or whatever, that caught me off guard. I'm like, you're talking about 2 blocks, 2 tables that were announced at the very beginning of the 1.14 snapshot. So Village and Pillage, which has been out for quite some time, And initially during the snapshots, they said they don't have functionality for these blocks, but you can expect them in the next major update. And here we are for the next major update snapshots, and they still don't have any plans for them. I'm just so confused. Why do they even bring them out to begin with if they don't really have a direction, if they don't really have some sort of blueprint at this point in time? It's been like almost a year, probably getting close to over a year, and they still don't know what they're trying to do with the fletching table and the smithing table. That really caught me off guard. But let's move on to the Aether mod, and I'm not really disappointed that we're not getting the Aether update. It's more about how she decided to answer the question, because someone asked about the Aether dimension coming after the Nether update, and then Helen's like, we never mentioned the Aether mod ever coming. It will never happen. It will stay with the community. And that sort of hit me hard because, in my opinion, the Aether mod represents something larger than just a mod. It represents an expansion, a place where Minecraft should really focus on, the sky. And for Helen to just simply reject the idea and say it's never happening, it just didn't really sit well with me, because all she had to do is say we don't know right now, or it's too soon to ask, or maybe in a few years. But instead she just said nope, it's not happening, it's sticking with the community, and it just didn't really feel right. I mean, especially after they just hired one of the developers of that mod. I think it's a reasonable question. But let me know what you guys think about the stream. Hopefully you did enjoy it. I'll have a link in the description if you guys want to watch all 2 hours of the stream. But notification squad, y'all are the best, and I'll catch you all in the next video. So take care, everyone. Peace.